Two, one. Avoid legal snags by telling people they're being recorded. Sawyer, guess what? You're being recorded.
I was just about to ask you that. Thank goodness you brought it up. I wanted to avoid any legal snag that I could. Or that you could, not me.
Welcome back, guys. Another episode on Talkmen Tuesday. This is going to be out on February 18th, 2020. Boom.
Unless
Hopefully
YouTube.
We'll have like a roll the intro, and I'll be like, roll the intro. So it would go something along the lines of that. So as we started last week, we started a book club session of the Talkman Tuesday. Me and Sawyer are both reading two different books. I'm reading The Mama Mentality by Kobe Bryant, and Sawyer Yizo is reading
So You Want to Start a Podcast by Kristen Meinzer.
His sister gave that to him for Christmas. Kudos to your sister. Sydney, right?
Yep.
Yes! Okay. We thank Sydney for her contribution towards the podcast. Boom. It's going to give...
And the mic.
Oh, and the mic. Because of you, Sydney, I got a mic like his. Because I was listening to the audio and I was like, Sawyer sounds so crisp, so clean. I sound like I'm in the distance.
It's just a daily thing for me. Just crisp, clean Yazel. That's what they call me.
This is the smoothness Sawyer has. I think with his friends.
With ladies mainly, but I dabble in the friendship too.
When I first met him, I was always so curious, like, because he would joke around like this and be so smooth. I'm like, dang, he must be great with the ladies.
I've never run faster in my entire life than it is away from the direction of the female.
You're so smooth. I think the theory is there. The theory's there. The execution.
Woo, not so much.
But he is engaged, so he doesn't really have to worry about that anymore. He's got that in the bag.
What's flirting?
So basically, he'll take Sawyer's theories and game and put it to good use.
This podcast is all about how to get the person of your dreams. Hosted by me. No, that would be a terrible podcast. It would last maybe a half of an episode. Then I realized I was just BSing the whole thing and I'd have to stop.
That's a good episode line. Like, how to get the girl of your dreams. Because you're basically engaged and you got would you say you got the girl of your dreams?
Well, besides Jennifer Lawrence. But yeah.
And Sawyer's current fiance is currently in the room with him, by the way. Luckily, she only hears half the podcast. So she did not hear. Sawyer, did you get the girl of your dreams? And Sawyer responded, I was looking for Jennifer Lawrence.
I might have a black eye next podcast, but that's just because I fell, I swear.
It's too funny. So Jennifer Lawrence was your dream girl. How would you go about persuading her to date you?
So she sees me across the bar. All I do is I give her a sly little wink. She knows that I know where she is and that I want her, but she doesn't want me yet. So I don't act interested and I turn away. Go back to doing my own thing. I do a little hip flexor pop out because I got a good looking butt sometimes. It was leg day. She sees when I'm popping out. She comes over, asks me how I'm doing. I go, "What's up, J-Law? It's me, Sawyer, your future hubby." From there, we start dating.
See what I mean, guys? So smooth. It's so like, we did not rehearse this. It was not even planned. This is not even the notes we took. We took about book club. We're going on a different sector.
Hey, why did I compliment my butt? Why was that a thing in my little spiel?
It's like the confidence, or not, the confidence, the charm, and like, I guess, in theory, the execution is good. In theory.
That's the thing. In theory. That's the key words.
Now what would Sawyer do in an actual bar?
I see her. I run the opposite direction. I trip. I fall. Bloody nose. Ambulance comes. And that's my first impression.
I was like, I don't know what I would do. I feel like I would just try to start a conversation and go from there. Be like, hi, my name's Angel.
You want to hear about my podcast?
Yeah. You want to be
By
on
the
my
way, are you free next weekend on a Monday night?
We're gonna go straight into big talk. It's not small talk. So yeah, she's gonna run away, far, far away.
Please help.
She's like, I don't even know this guy, and he's asking about my dreams and aspirations. I just want to know you.
I just wanted to drink.
Okay, we might continue how to get your dream girl later, but
We'll keep you on the hook.
We'll go back to the book club. I'm telling you, that's a good, a good title question. How to get your dream girl? Because I feel like a lot of people would try to search for that information.
Or just how to talk to girls or how to talk to guys or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We can do like a little how-to series.
Uh-huh. How to Sorizo.
We don't need to focus it around me. How does Angel do these things?
The thing is, Sawyer is engaged. Angel is currently single, has been single. I've only had one girlfriend, so there's that. And yeah. So you basically have it in the bag. We're just talking about theory.
Yeah. But so our breakdown for today was, like Angel said, we were going to talk about the book club. We got some other topics like the All-Star game for the NBA that happened. We've got a little, I guess, what side of the boat are you on the situation that went viral? And so we'll get your guys' opinions, and that could be the question of the day too. So we could probably do that a little towards the end. But do we want to start out with book club?
Yeah, let's start off with the book club. Okay. As I told you guys, currently reading Mamba Mentality by Kobe Bryant. There's a lot of pictures. And we finished off, I like how we finished off last week on the process and just doing it. Well, in this part of the book, he talks about finding mentors who, he basically talks about really great mentors like Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul, Muhammad Ali. So the Bill Russell, I didn't know somebody had 11 rings. How does
11 rings?
11 rings?
Dang. Was it all the same team?
I don't even know.
That's crazy.
But going on with that with Bill Russell, when he talked about Bill Russell, he liked to talk about how a lot of people criticized Bill Russell for not what was one of them? He wasn't a good ball handler and didn't know how to shoot the ball. But he was like, why would I? He basically was saying, why would I have to like handle the ball good if I had a teammate that was like way better than me, and like why would I have to shoot the ball if I had another teammate who shot the ball better than me? I just played to their strengths and made sure like the ball was in their hands when they needed to be. So, in a team aspect of it, play to your teammate's strength, and you don't have to do everything. Play to your teammate's strengths and play to your own strengths, because he knew what he was good at and he knew what his teammates were good at. And you don't get 11 rings by accident.
Yeah. That's kind of like being a master of one thing instead of a master of nothing and just kind of being decent at everything. I mean, if you're a master of one thing and then your teammate's a good ball handler, your other teammate's a good shooter, then like everybody has their part to play.
Mm-hmm. That was the message from Bill Russell. Now, from Kareem Abdul, he shared a story that Kareem apparently met Kobe when he was 2. So Kobe Bryant's dad was actually an NBA player. I think he's currently a women's NBA coach. So I think that would help explain Kobe Bryant's work ethic, knowing how much work it took to actually be that great, to be NBA style of playing. So that's kind of cool that Kareem Abdul met him when he was 2. And Kareem actually remembers that. Kobe Bryant, of course, does not remember that.
When
And
he was
then,
2.
yeah. Um, and one of Muhammad Ali was, you have to work hard in the dark to shine in the light. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest of all times. He was also known for his crazy work ethic. It's like people who are like amazing at their craft put in a lot of work. And I don't know, it's not seen, it's not talked about enough for them to like reach the height of success that they did was because they put a lot of hours beforehand and they weren't just overnight successes.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly like what you said last week with how Kobe went into the gym before because he could get an early morning workout before the team workout and everything like that. So just the hours that he put in outside of just the structured plan that he was a part of.
Dude, like the more I work out, the older I get. He even said it. He wasn't always so old. When he was younger, he would be able to like explosive workouts and not need to rest as much or stretch. But as he got older, he realized his body needed more time to recover, and he was just more cautious of the things he did, like warm up for sure and stretch beforehand, not just be explosive right off the gate.
Yeah.
Plus, he was always um, apparently he was injured in one of the game 2 of one of the series of the NBA Finals on his ankle, and when he got injured, he missed game 3, but was able to play the rest of the series. And the way he was able to play the rest of the series was he actually started toe tapping, and was aware of where his ankle hurt the most. So he used that as how can he move his ankle so he can still play and use his strength. Awareness.
Interesting.
Also with the resting part, he listened to his body when he needed the rest. So he would like ice bath and be very aware of his body to keep it going.
Ice baths never really appealed to me.
Oh.
I think I considered it one time, and I was just like, no, I like to sing in my baths and my showers. That's not seems like a singing environment.
But imagine if you're in that much pain and it's actually soothing for you. Like I would.
I don't ever want to be in that much pain though. That's the thing.
that's why they must love like the actual basketball game because they might not like love the hurting part, but the actual playing part. So he just really loved the game, and with loving the game came being sore and hurt, inflammation, and as you get older, it hurts even more. Sir uses what?
25.
25. I'm 26.
What's your birthday? Is it coming up?
June 26th, summer. I actually had my CrossFit workout. My coach is 39. And guess what? We had like a Fran's like across the board workout that all CrossFitters do. There's like specific workouts that all CrossFitters know. And it's basically 4 different, I think 2 different movements, just over and over like 5 rounds. My Fran time was 7:47 or 7:49. My coach, he said his fastest Fran time was like 2:22. He's 39 years old.
2:22? Dang!
He's like, I don't think I can do it anymore that early, but I'm like, you could probably still beat me 7:47. And I'm like, I want to make a video of being like, I'm 26 years old. My name is Angel. My Fran time is 7:47. And then have him be like, I'm 39 years old. My Fran time's like
2:22. I was just like, oh!
He's 39.
That's crazy.
One time I tried to keep up with him for like a workout, I used all my energy to keep up with him for like 1 round. I'm like, I got this. I'm keeping up with him. 1 round. He kept with the same pace. I couldn't keep up with that pace.
Are you gonna slow down anytime soon, or what's the plan here?
He even like teases me about it. In a couple months, he's gonna turn 40, and he's like, "Yeah, now you can say you get beat by a 40-year-old."
Hey, it's everybody's personal goal. Don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 7.
Right? He has been doing it for a long time, but I actually enjoy working out with him because it just motivates you even more having a
Oh yeah.
39-year-old kicking your butt, laughing you in a workout, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
So I'm
What's
like,
it?
sure.
I love having partners with that for that very reason. The whole motivational aspect of it all.
Oh yeah. I'll end my book club review and go on to your book.
Oh yeah. So mine is so you want to start a podcast. Flashing it if you're looking on YouTube. Woohoo! Just give credit where credit is due. Um, so this section, so if everybody remembers, the first part of it, it was dreaming it, figuring out what you want your podcast to be. This next section was kind of lame. No offense, Kristen, who's the author. It was about writing it. And so it was talk about the format, the structure, preparing a script, and then giving your show a strong title, which we already have. So it was it wasn't very, I mean, I guess an interesting read. The one piece that I found very interesting was they said that during introductions, you like typically will lose about 30% of your audience if you don't have a good intro. Um, and so they say one of the most important things is to just catch people's attention and then just kind of go into it, which I think we do a pretty good job about. Like we do, because she said like her introductions are like 5 minutes. I feel like our introductions are like 3 4 minutes maybe. Like we just talk about ourselves and we kind of get into like what we're going to be talking about. So I mean, and I feel like compared to our first episode to now, I think we've definitely done a lot better job about it. But
Definitely.
again, like it wasn't that good of a section. The one piece that I did like is the part where it's deciding on a format, and then it says format. It's not just for guys named Matt. Ha, get it? For Matt. And I'm just like, I love that and I hate that so much. But yeah, again, it was kind of a boring little section, but it's one of those sections that probably the more that we do this and like we start running out of ideas for or whatnot, like it'll be important to go back to it. But until then, eh. So I don't want to bore everybody the way that I was kind of bored in that section. No
um,
offense, Kristen, again. But yeah,
what's your
hopefully the next one's better. It's about hosting the podcast. So
it's interesting. Just podcasts in general. Like, at what point in time could we just like have two mics, a laptop, and start quote unquote talking to the world, have people
yeah,
listening? I
yeah.
think we got another international person.
Oh yeah, who was it? What? I guess what? Not who was it. We don't really know their names, but what country are we in now?
I'm like, we must be making a good title or something, because people from other countries are clicking on it. Let me check real quick.
Because what? I think we.
Oh snap! Oh yeah, have we had Norway,
I think we've
Luxembourg?
had Norway.
I think Luxembourg's new. India,
Luxembourg? We got
Lux,
Luxembourg?
yeah. India, Lebanon, Sweden, Netherlands, Brazil, Australia, United Kingdom, Canada. I like how Canada's 10%.
Shout out, Melly.
Estimated audience of 12. Huh.
Hello, all you 12 people, you beautiful people.
Thank you. And guess what? Guess what is our best performing episode?
Charlie. Easy. Easy. How many views did that one get?
53 plays. Get what's our second most played? Guess.
The fruit
It's definitely
jellies.
3.
Fruit jellies?
Oh, you actually, yep. Fruit jelly, and guess how many plays?
27.
17. So
Man, we
Charlie,
drop. We dropped hard.
Well, Charlie just brought in. Yeah, it's a lot of people. I think she's like 24, 25 million. Like she is a unicorn, as in a TikTok star. Like I don't
So
think
this
nobody
is
has.
just how we can add her into the title. Charlie, 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 Charlie. Hey, we talked about Charlie.
Charlie at the NBA. She got in. Well, I'm not sure invited or, but she was at the NBA All Star game,
I saw people
and
like bashing her for it. They're like, why is this TikTok person here?
I don't think they realize like how much like TikTok stars are actual stars.
Oh yeah.
Like, um, I think it's two or three, like four of the TikTok stars were there too, and they were teaching the dances to NBA players,
Yeah.
and they have their little group. But yeah, the Hype House. Oh, that on the title would be nice too. Have you heard of the Hype House?
What is the Hype House?
Let me explain to you the Hype House from somebody who just knows about it from social media. This could be totally wrong. This is one man's point of view of the Hype House. Okay? From mostly headline reading. So this is not basically non-factual information. um, but Hype House is, I think, a house or a huge mansion full of creators that are basically social media famous, mostly TikTok stars, YouTube, etc., etc. The house itself members is like 15 to 20, but I want to say
In one house?
yes, no, the members are 15 to 20, but not everybody lives in that house.
Oh, okay.
It's a huge house, but I think the people that live there is like 5 to 8, 5 to 10 that actually live there.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I like how one of the guys described it because Stay Tuned actually went into the house and interviewed them. Stay Tuned, the Snapchat story
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
news station.
Yep.
But I think the manager or quote unquote manager of the house, it's like 20 something, but he's like it's like living in a movie set and never sleeping. But it's rocking, and apparently they make TikToks all the time. People wake up to people filming TikToks, so they basically help each other out. I think Charlie being part of that really helped them out.
Yeah. Yeah. They probably aren't complaining about that.
Someone was like, if it wasn't for Charlie, the Hype House wouldn't exist. I'm like, that's a good debate.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
I don't think it would have as much hype as, yeah, because the whole hype thing was because of Charlie. I love how she has it even in her bio. Don't worry, I don't get the hype either. Yeah, she went from 0 to 24 million, and probably she said she started around last year in like May, Marchish. I think she had a first go at it, but didn't like musically too much. So then she took off that and then went back on it when it was TikTok. But
Her and I have opposite paths. I liked musically better, and then TikTok.
0 to 24 million in less than a year. Wait, are you back on TikTok? You're back on TikTok.
Yeah,
Oh,
I made 2 videos.
oh,
We keep saying we're gonna make a third, but we can't like find a good one that we want to make together.
ah. Yeah,
No.
I see a lot of teachers on TikTok now, and it's definitely just going older,
Hmm.
and some grandmas.
Yeah, I every once in a while you come across some grandmas that are on it, and then you get the people that like hold the cameras very close to their face, like some people from the older generation, and then they do duets and stuff. And I just don't think they really understand what they're doing, and so it's just like, what? But hey, as long as they're having fun doing it, it's all that
There's,
matters.
there's this one grandma who like there was this one TikTok where um she's basically making fun of her grandchildren. It's like on my way to talk to my grandchildren, and then I noticed they're blue-haired, uh, annoying kids. So she like does a whole 180 and stops talking to them. Just like a lot of dark humor, and I was like, it's hilarious. But I don't know what her name is. I want to shout her out. But, oh well. That's a little TikTok format.
Little TikTok talk. Again, Hype House, Hype House. Hype house.
Dude, did you ever know about Team 10? You know.
Is that Jake Paul?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Jake Paul had, I think, a social media agency or something like that, where he would try to bring basically the same thing as the Hype House, but one guy was like the lead guy, and he basically was like a social media label, and got like 10% from everybody else's work or whatnot, and helped them rise to fame and whatnot. It would be like, and I think he was the most popular. So it'd be like the Hype House, but Charlie being in charge and her getting some. She would be like the boss, but her also getting some money from what they're doing.
Yeah, that was they all had to sign contracts to go in Jake Paul's house to live with them and be able to be in the videos and everything, and then they had like quotas that they had to hit on how many videos they needed to be like pumping out every single week or something like that.
Mm.
And if they didn't do it, then like they could get kicked out of the house or just like breaking the contract or something. But yeah, he got like a dividend of how many, like I guess a percentage of how much money they made off of all of their videos too. And I think that's something too with there's a gaming group called FaZe Clan,
Mm.
and they sign contracts. And if they ever go on, like if all the members, like if any member goes on to like a tournament and wins, then they have to give it to FaZe Clan, like a percentage of that.
Huh.
And so,
So the year's 2020. I always like to talk about like if people discover a podcast like 100 years in the future. The year's 2020. The internet is about 20 years old for the consumer market, and social media stars are getting together to like help.
live together.
Yeah, live together and make themselves even more famous. Basically, it.
Yep.
I guess that helps them out because also with all the attention they get, they also get a lot of people that bash them, and if they're
Hmm.
together, it's they can handle it better.
Yeah.
And that work ethic that they put in because they have to be pumping a lot of videos.
Oh yeah. And I'm sure because I mean, imagine like you're creating a ton of videos, you're just in front of a laptop all day. You don't get too much like human interaction besides those comments on your videos and stuff like that. If like it's really just what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. And so, I mean, it helps them too to be able to just communicate with people that know exactly what they're going through too. So,
Mm-hmm. It kind of reminded me of like the rest WWE.
oh,
They're I heard they're very tight knit community
mhm.
like that the WWE stars. I'm like that would make sense because if they if you're part of the WWE, you know, everybody knows what they're going through.
Yeah.
Like not everybody, but everybody inside
Hmm.
knows the pressures of it, the working out, the being live, or whatever happens, the show must go on.
Yeah.
I still can't get over the fact that they're live and millions of people are seeing them.
Yeah. And just the full out stadiums that are like they're selling out to be watching them too. Like if something happens, you want to keep letting the people being happy that are watching you that are there, and so just got to keep on rolling with the punches, literally.
Ooh, The Rock's daughter became part of the WWE.
Oh,
First
really?
ever, first ever fourth generation WWE superstar, WWE superstar or WWE.
Really? That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
So The Rock's dad was WWE. I guess the grandpa was also WWE.
What's his
Oh,
daughter's like stage name? Do you know that?
I don't know that. Yeah, I saw The Rock's speech that he gave when his dad passed away recently, like 2 weeks.
Mm.
Like when he received the news, he was about to get off his truck, go on. I don't know if it was a movie set, some sort of set show, and he's like, at one point in time, I didn't know what to do, but like at the WWE, we always have like that mentality of like the show must go on. So like I think he just went on with his day and like did what he had to do, and then try to like cope his own way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because yeah, at a movie set, I could only imagine because a lot of things are going on.
Yeah.
But he was like,
Well,
Go for it.
I was gonna say Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was preparing for like a junior bodybuilding competition, and it was like I think it was like a couple of days before, and then he got the news that it was either his mom or his dad had died, and he said he's not flying back because he has a competition that he has to go and continue to prepare for and win, and if he flew back, then he knew that he would be missing out on that opportunity, and so he kind of like I think he missed like the funeral and all that stuff. And I'm like, man, like you have to be on like another level to make that decision.
Mhm.
Like I'd fly back so quick. Like,
Somebody what else within the XFL? Is that the new NFL?
mhm.
Yeah. Same thing happened there. A player, his mom's funeral was during one of the games, and he was like, "Yeah, I decided to play because I knew my mom would want me to play, so I decided to play. After this game, I'm going straight to the house of the family and ask them how it was. But yeah, I decided to play. That was like basically the same thing.
Man, imagine all the emotions you'd be going through. I don't want to imagine that. I do not want to imagine that at all.
Uh, I was there when my mom received the news of my grandpa passing away, and she's definitely a very like emotional person. And with your dad, so she
Mhm.
she like broke down immediately,
Yeah.
and and grandpa was not to say it was his time, but like it was closer to his time than like it wasn't out of the blue that he passed away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it must be hard for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going on from that topic.
Yeah. I guess kind of similar, like a weird little transition, but talking about the All-Star game again. I thought it was really cool. So they were honoring Kobe and Gigi throughout the whole thing. So one of the teams was wearing 24 for Kobe. The other team was wearing number two because apparently two was Gigi's number. And then the final score ended. It was 157 to 155, which is a 2-point deficit. And then if you add all the numbers in 157 and 155, so 1 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 1 plus 7 is 24. And so it ended up being like there was a total of 24 points and it was a 2-point deficit.
Oh,
Like how crazy is that? What are the odds of that happening?
crazy.
Like that's just ridiculous.
It's also really cool like how much Kobe impacted everybody.
Yeah.
Like not to it's so mean to like other people, but like usually celebrities get even like big name celebrities either get like a few hours on Twitter, etc., etc.,
And then it
and
moves
people
on.
just yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
it. But Kobe, it's been 2 weeks and NBA what was it NBA games, people have like fouled to honor him.
Hmm.
I don't know what they 8 second shot clock rule and then two
Yeah.
second
Still
backcourt
going for
violation
it. Hmm.
and then the whole NBA All Star. Yeah, so that's really cool just to see
Yeah.
how much he did impact the culture and the NBA, especially the NBA since it is the
Hmm.
on season.
Oh yeah.
And right now the NBA is hot.
Hmm.
It's really hot.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm guessing next season, like, it's gonna die down significantly, but probably the rest of this season it'll still be on with like honoring him. I mean, not
Oh
with
yeah.
like attraction and stuff for it.
Hmm.
One thing I love is like the shoes that people wear in the NBA, like the customized shoes. So LeBron James, he came out. So he's for all of our younger listeners out there, there is a movie starring Michael Jordan called Space Jam, and it was about how he had to like basically go save the world, and he had to team up with Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, like all these cartoon characters to beat the Monstars, which was a team of monsters, and it was awesome. And they called themselves the Toon Squad. And so then LeBron James is now making Space Jam 2, and so he
Oh.
released some shoes to go along with it. And so he had the Monstar shoes, and he wore those during the All-Star game. But then he released the Toon Squad version, and on the Nike swoosh, he put rabbit hair. And I'm just like, first of all, that's disgusting, but like the shoe looks pretty cool. It's one of those things like, I think it's like 170, $150. And I'm like, that's a lot of money, but I'd consider buying them if like I was a shoe collector, like
Uh,
just because they're so odd and they're just so out there. But shoes are one of those things that I feel like if I was loaded, I would just spend so much money on.
it's interesting. I never got the whole shoe culture thing, but it's like really big for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Like buying, collecting shoes, Yeezys, and then like flipping them. Or also people who flip them.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially if they're a set or like only have a limited amount.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I try to find the cheapest kind of shoe.
I go to the discount section, and if something's
Yeah.
over $20, I walk out.
Honestly, I remember, I would always spend a hard time like spending more than $100 on a shoe, and I'm like, why? I know they overpriced it. It did not cost them $100 to make this shoe.
Yeah. Oh no, not at all. But that's why they get they just have like a limited pair, and then it's whoever promotes it and stuff.
Power of marketing and branding.
Oh yeah.
Boom. All right. Do you have the 7 questions to ask?
Oh yeah. So I Googled, and I told Angel about this. I Googled uh, questions to ask friends just because I figure like that we can get some interesting ones, and then something popped up that said 7 best questions to ask friends. And I think the purpose of this article was to determine like if your friend is like a really good person or not. And I think
Huh.
it's kind of funny. But so question 1. So I'll ask the question. You give me your answer. I'll give you my answer. And then for question 2, we'll switch it up. So question 1, what emotion do you experience the most?
What emotion do I experience the most?
Uh-huh.
Is it like a list of emotions?
No, just any emotion out there.
I feel like laughing.
So just happiness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like happiness, like joy.
yeah. I would honestly say the same thing for me. I said if stressed was an emotion, I feel like I get stressed out really easily over things that I don't need to get stressed about. But I feel like I'm happy more often than not.
Uh huh.
The next one is, as I'll answer this one first. What embarrasses you the most in front of other people? Oh, what embarrasses you the most in front of other people? I would say, I guess it's more so scare. I would say sometimes when I'm talking, and you might notice it over the podcast, sometimes when I'm talking, my brain moves too quick and then my mouth can't keep up with what I want to say and then I start fumbling over my words. So I think that sometimes that is embarrassing just because it looks like you just don't know what you're trying to say and then you just start stuttering and going really slow. So I think that that's probably what embarrasses me most in front of other people.
I'm not sure like what most because I can't think of it right now, but I just remember an embarrassing moment.
Go for it.
We were at the store, and do you always have like those like when you look at some like you just make eye contact with somebody and you find them like they're really attractive, and you're like, whoa, like your face just says whoa. You don't really say whoa, but you're like, dang.
Angel is currently shaking his head and then like hard blinking his eyes.
I,
Wow, kind of.
yeah, I really said it was like wow, like my face emotions did, and so I think I was kind of embarrassed on that, and she was probably with her boyfriend or whatever it was, and I'm not sure if she caught on. She probably did cut on with it, but yeah, I was just like, I don't know. I wish I would have controlled my face emotions better.
Some more subtle outward emotions
I was just like,
sometimes.
dang. Like, yeah, she was really attractive.
Hey, why don't you come back my way? How you doing?
It's just like those things of like you don't even mean to do it, but you're just like, this real life right now? But that happened. Oh well.
All right. This is a good one. It's what do you love most about yourself?
I can laugh at a lot of things.
We are like on the same wavelength with these.
it's, it's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine is like I don't take things too seriously. And like sure there are some things you should probably take seriously, but like I don't know, kind of just put it on the shoulder and just like wipe it off. You're like, it's okay. Like, and then you just crack up and have a good sense of humor. We're like on the same page.
Nothing really matters, but then again,
It
everything
does. Yeah, it all matters. And by the way, since it all matters, don't forget to like this podcast, push subscribe, shit with some love. Um, that who has influenced you the most?
Mom.
I was gonna say I think my parents.
Yeah. Mom first, dad second.
Oh, I'm just saying parents.
I think I feel like that's what it was, but now I'm actually hanging out more with my dad, so like he's influencing me more. Cause growing up, I spent more time with my mom, but now like it's like I have like more time with my dad.
Mhm.
I've seen that aspect of it.
Any reason? I guess
Um,
like not like reasoning, but you think it just is because like the store is getting built up, and so like you're working a lot with that, or is it just
yeah, that's
hanging out?
basically it of working with spending more time with my dad, and then when we were growing up, my mom basically took care of us for the most part. I
Mm.
feel like my dad was either always working or pissed off after work.
Because you didn't want
So
to talk to you. And you...
yeah, so just like go to your room. So my mom would handle most of our situations, and yeah, and she basically taught me her way of thinking, which is pretty good.
Nice.
Kindness matters.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Actually,
Um,
good person.
I feel like it's huge. Like just the role models that you have in your life, and it's funny how they switch up. Like they're essentially still the same, but it's like different times in your life you need kind of different role models for different things.
She likes how I always say it. Like when we were little, I'd always be nice to mean kids because I don't know why I just thought mean kids just didn't have moms. Because my grandma passed away when my mom was little, so I'm like, oh, that's what it must be like to not have a mom. All that built up anger. Somebody's not loving them. Like my mom loves me.
For all of our listeners that don't have mothers, like our
Oh!
condolences, but you are probably still a nice person. Angel does not mean any of this to you.
Yeah, later on, I found out like, wait, that's not the case. They actually have moms. I don't know why they're mean, but anyway,
I love it how that's what your mind went to first as a kid too. Like, hey, you can't explain it. I guess you did. Like your rationale behind it, but
my rationale was like, it must be common because my mom's mother passed away when it was like, I feel like it must be common for like that to happen. And so I'm like, oh, they might not have like a loving mom like I do. I'll love them. I was like, yeah.
I
She
like
likes
that.
that story.
You, yeah, you're always gonna be there for people. I think that just goes to your personality too.
Yeah. And then I realized a lot of people have their moms and they're mean. I'm like,
What's your issue, man? You got your mom.
yeah,
What do you want?
life is set. You're good. And then also knowing how kind my mom was to other people, even though her mom passed away.
Mhm.
She would always be like, well, my grandma took care of me and they were really nice and very loving. And I could see that because grandmas are always very loving and very kind. Usually, you usually get the whooping from like the actual mom. The grandmas are actually like the kind ones, the grandpas.
Oh yeah, that's the kind of grandpa I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be like the, oh, you could have candy for breakfast. Come on, like you're good.
My grandpa actually started playing with like my cousins with like soccer and like handing them the ball. And like one of my uncles saw and was like, he would never do that to us. He would like pop the ball because he always thought like, people who would play like soccer or games were like lazy people.
Yeah.
His Our great grandpa was apparently lazy and didn't do that much, so he made it like a focus to be hardworking and show his kids like hard work and have good
It's
work
the work ethic. Yeah.
to make sure you provide for your family.
Yeah.
Apparently, great grandpa didn't do a very good job at it. This has to say, great grandpa, I do not know who you are. You were hardworking, my bad, but this is what I got from my uncles.
My bad.
This is what I've been told. Great grandpa was not a very good role model with work ethic. He's very lazy. And my grandpa had to take over, like, be the provider of the family. So he had to work from a young age to provide for the family, since great grandpa didn't. So, and he actually owned a farm and whatnot. So, which that would make sense. So he passed it on to his kids. Of like, work ethic is important.
Yeah.
Get to work.
Yeah.
But now he's chill and plays with his grandkids soccer. It's not
Pop the ball.
Yeah, it's not ball.
As a kid, and like the ball rolled over to him, and he popped the ball. I don't know what. I'd probably start crying. I'd be like, "What the heck?"
My dad tells this story of one time he had like this set of keys that he lost out in the field, and grandpa asked for them, and he was like, I lost them in the field. So he got like a whooping, and like he started crying and everything, like a hard whooping. But the next day he found the keys and he gave them to grandpa, and he was like, nobody's ever gonna take that whooping away from me.
Yeah.
He like gave it to me, that's it. And I found
Should have kept the keys.
He was like, there's no returning that. So, and then
Should get like a free pass next time you're supposed to get it, like a whooping, and it could be like, nope, remember the keys?
He would also joke around. He had like a big machete knife. He was like working. He still likes to work and be around the house. He doesn't like to sit still. So he had this machete knife, a big long one. And he like joke around. It's like, yeah, this is what I used to like hit your dad with.
Oh.
He was like, yeah, that's why I have a flat butt. That's what my dad said. I was like, oh.
Too many whoopings.
And my dad was the oldest, so he got it the worst.
Oh yeah.
I think after him, it was like three or four girls. So he got it the worst, and it was very old school. So the ladies helped out with the kitchen inside the house, and dad helped grandpa with like the farm and outside the house. So he got the whoopings. He got
He had everything.
Oh, firstborn gets the worst. You're the youngest, right?
Oh yeah, I'm the baby.
He got spoiled.
Yeah.
I did too, especially compared to my sister. Yeah.
Well, it's just because I was a better child. Really. If
What's in
Sydney,
the-
my sister, would have been better, shout out Sid. Maybe you would have had my life, but not my life. my growing up.
What now? Hey, now you know whether she listens to the end of the podcast. Next time she's mad at you or not.
Yeah. Hey, Sydney, send me a text that says firstborn is better, and then I'll know that you made it this far.
So good. All right.
But I could do. You want to do the last one? Then we can do this as the question of the day too.
That works.
Awesome. So I like this one. It's what motivates you to get up every morning. And then again, as we think about our answers, I can start doing like the little outro thing. This is gonna be the question of the day. So as you guys all know, I'm sorry, I don't know the different languages for all of our international people, but the question of the day is what motivates you to get up in the morning. Make sure to comment that in the comment section. If you are listening on YouTube, and for everybody else, leave a like. Thank you for listening to this episode on the other platforms. But Angel, what motivates you to get up in the morning?
I just want to straight to like, you're given the opportunity to like wake up. Like the opportunity is there.
Yeah.
For the taking. Like you're alive.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, you're given another day. I just went straight to that. Like you're given the opportunity. It's like, why not take full advantage of it? I know somebody was like, the odds of you being a human are, I don't know, astronomical or whatnot, but like it's very, like anything could change. You beat all the other sperms.
Yeah.
To be a human.
Yeah.
And like, what are you gonna do with that life? That's fine.
Yeah, to be a human where you are right now with the family that you have, being able to do what you're doing.
Dude, we live in America. It's great.
Hey. Some of us
Other
live in
countries-
Denmark. Some of us live in Luxembourg.
Other countries are great too.
Um, Mine, the one that I was thinking about was just being able to make a change, or just to make somebody happy, or just a difference, kind of like all bundled up. That's kind of what gets me going, because in my job that I do, I help people get jobs, and so it's like being able to make a change in somebody's life that way for a positive, hopefully. Um, and so that's kind of what gets me going every morning.
Aw,
Yeah.
look at that. Okay. So question of the day would be,
What motivates you to get up in the morning? And so, like I said, let us know what you think. But yeah, I mean, covered everything from book club, All Star Weekend, went on a couple of little random side tracks talking about,
Charlie,
uh,
Charlie, Charlie.
yeah, Charlie, hype house. um, but yeah, I mean, as always, if you guys ever have any topics, feel free to let us know what you want us to talk about, um, and we can kind of go from there. But I thought we got a good format going on, and so as always, guys, we truly do appreciate all of your feedback and everything as we've been going through these episodes. It's truly, again, it's truly a blessing to be able to do these for you. But your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to do it next week again for another edition of Talkmen Tuesday. So again, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, do whatever you need to do to support us. We appreciate it all. But we will see you guys in the next episode.
Boom. Thank you guys. I stopped recording like 5 minutes ago. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like, what the heck, Angel? I nailed that outro.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, thank you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Where is it? Wait for it.